Have you ever wondered how a man blessed with sacred knowledge, a man once close to Allah, could fall so low that the Qur'an compares him to a panting dog? This is not just a story from the past. It is a secret warning, hidden in the Qur'an for all of us today. It is the story of Balam bin Baura, a man who knew Allah's greatest name, whose prayers were always answered, yet he betrayed his gift for the glitter of this world. When Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, was sent with truth, Balam had the chance to stand beside him. But greed, temptation, and the love of power dragged him into disgrace. His story is a mirror showing us what happens when knowledge is not guided by sincerity, and when the heart chooses desire over faith. Balam bin Baura was not an ordinary man. He was known as a scholar who had been granted a special gift from Allah, knowledge of his greatest name, the name by which prayers are always answered. People admired him, sought his guidance, and looked to him as a spiritual leader. He lived among the Canaanite people at the time of Prophet Musa, Moses, peace be upon him, and his reputation as a man close to Allah gave him great influence. But this story reminds us that status, knowledge, and respect are not guarantees of salvation. What truly matters is how one uses the gifts Allah has entrusted. Balam bin Baura's example is a clear warning. A person may rise in honor and recognition because of their knowledge, but if their heart strays from sincerity, that very knowledge can become a reason for their downfall. When Prophet Musa, Moses, peace be upon him, was sent with the message of truth, he was commanded to guide the children of Israel and call people towards the worship of Allah alone. Among those who feared Musa's growing influence were the chiefs of the land where Balam bin Baura lived. They knew that Musa was a true prophet, and they were aware of the miracles Allah had given him. Yet arrogance and pride blinded their hearts. Instead of accepting guidance, they sought ways to resist him. They turned to Balam, knowing his reputation and spiritual knowledge, and pressured him to use his influence against Musa. Here we see the clash between truth and falsehood, a prophet carrying Allah's message on one side, and worldly leaders plotting on the other. Sadly, Balam, who should have supported Musa, found himself at the center of their schemes. The chiefs of Balam's people knew his weakness. They tempted him with promises of wealth, land, and worldly power if only he would stand against Musa. At first Balam hesitated, because deep inside he knew the truth of Musa's prophethood. But when greed and the love of this world crept into his heart, his hesitation turned into desire. The glitter of wealth and the hope of status became heavier on his soul than the fear of Allah. This is where his real test began, whether to uphold the truth he knew or to exchange it for temporary gains. Sadly, Balam allowed worldly temptation to blind his heart. This shows us how even a person of knowledge and respect can lose everything when greed takes control. The moment we place worldly interests above Allah's command, we risk selling our faith for a fleeting price. Once greed overtook Balam's heart, he chose to misuse the sacred gift Allah had entrusted him with. He possessed knowledge of Allah's greatest name, a supplication that would never be rejected. Instead of using it for goodness and guidance, he turned it into a weapon against truth. The leaders urged him to pray against Prophet Musa, and his people. And tragically, Balam obeyed. Despite knowing Musa was a prophet of Allah, he let his desires silence his conscience. This was not a mistake of ignorance. It was a deliberate betrayal of knowledge. The very gift that had once made him honored now became the cause of his disgrace. Through this, we learn that knowledge without sincerity can become dangerous. When someone uses divine blessings for selfish motives, they don't just harm others, they destroy their own soul first. Allah does not delay justice. When Balam misused his knowledge and supplicated against a prophet of Allah, he sealed his own downfall. The Qur'an describes his state in a powerful parable. His example is like that of a dog. If you drive it away, it pants, or if you leave it, it still pants. Surah Al-Araf 7:176. This image captures his disgrace, once respected, now reduced to the lowest level of humiliation. Just as a dog follows its desire regardless of circumstance, Balam followed his greed even when he knew the truth. He lost honor in this life and destroyed his hereafter. His story is not just about one man's failure, but a warning for all of us. Abandoning Allah's guidance for the sake of desires leads only to humiliation. No wealth, no status, no influence can protect someone from Allah's wrath when they betray His truth. Allah does not delay justice. When Balam misused his knowledge and supplicated against a prophet of Allah, he sealed his own downfall. The Qur'an describes his state in a powerful parable. His example is like that of a dog. If you drive it away, it pants, or if you leave it, it still pants. Surah Al-Araf 7:176. This image captures his disgrace, once respected, now reduced to the lowest level of humiliation. Just as a dog follows its desire regardless of circumstance, Balam followed his greed even when he knew the truth. He lost honor in this life and destroyed his hereafter. His story is not just about one man's failure, but a warning for all of us. Abandoning Allah's guidance for the sake of desires leads only to humiliation. No wealth, no status, no influence can protect someone from Allah's wrath when they betray His truth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful Islamic reminders.